This is some news I did not want to hear because the MCU's Blade movie might be cooked. Like, can someone confirm if this is actually a real movie? Did Marvel just cancel the Blade movie? Because we just got some comments from Mahershala Ali himself and they are not great. But it's always darkest before the dawn, especially for daywalkers. So everybody Hakuna Matata, because I'm here to alleviate your stress and put your shoulders down. Because me and you know what we gotta do. We gotta talk about all this crazy Blade news. And man, you know what? Boom! You looking for this? Because during the red carpet premiere of Jurassic World Rebirth, Mahershala Ali popped out and said this.
When will you start filming Blade?
Yeah, call Marvel. I'm ready. Let them know I'm ready. You know, I'm just taking it a day at a time. I'm doing the best work I can. I just did a movie called Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother that I'm very excited about, that I got to scratch my stunts itch. You know, got to do some sword work in that, and it's a wonderful story. I would love for Blade to happen. We'll see. I don't know where Marvel is at right now. I'm looking for the next great part. I really am.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. We got Mahershala Ali himself saying, I don't know, the ball's in their court. You know his Blade might actually be cooked. Because mind you, he went to Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige himself and said, hey, can I be Blade? And this was right after he became a 2-time Oscar winner. And before we continue further, we gotta recap all the trials and tribulations that the MCU's Blade movie has suffered ever since this moment right here. It feels like it was just yesterday that Kevin Feige took the stage at Comic-Con 2019 and said this.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2-time Academy Award winner, Mahershala Ali. What was that?
With the first overall pick in the 2019 Comic-Con draft, Marvel Studios selects Mahershala Ali. I'm not gonna hold you. If this movie never gets made, this is gonna be the Jamarcus Russell of casting choices. Or maybe more like the Greg Oden. But regardless, everyone was juiced. Everyone was excited. We got 2-time Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali as Blade? I mean, at the time, what better actor to take on the mantle of Blade from Wesley Snipes than Mahershala Ali? That man just got a certain aura to him, a certain je ne sais quoi that is perfect for Blade. But every artist and their mama started making some fire edits of him as Blade, and the hype was through the roof. And mind you, he was already Cottonmouth in the MCU's Luke Cage series on Netflix. And by the way, he was probably the best part of that show until he got... I love how they just said, you know what, we're just going to choose to ignore that. But it's all good, baby, baby. Because Cottonmouth, Blade, you tell me who you would rather be. Everyone at the time could not be more excited. But then you remember, this was July of 2019. My brother in Christ, it is almost July of 2025. In a little over a month, this is gonna be 6 years ago. Dog, I have a whole ass kid on the way. And what have we gotten from Mahershala Ali's Blade since this announcement? I mean, at least we got his voice as Blade in the post-credit scene for Eternals, but too bad like nobody watched that movie.
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitney?
Sure about that?
I mean, I know we watched that movie, but I'm talking about like the general audience. And a blink and you'll miss it moment in What If, where he briefly showed up as Blade, as Moon Knight. Dog, we got Mahershala Ali's Blade as Moon Knight before we got actual Blade in the MCU. You really can't make this shit up. I mean, at least we'll get to see this version in the Marvel Zombie series that is supposed to come out, that is supposed to be TVMA as well. Now, it is confirmed that Mahershala Ali will be voicing this version of Blade in the animated show. So thank God, again, we're gonna get his voice and his likeness. Actually, I'm kind of juiced to see his interaction between Alexei and Yelena. Need that. But my brother in Christ, we got the return of Wesley Snipes' Blade before we got Mahershala Ali's Blade in the MCU. That man Wesley Snipes was cooking when he said,
There's only been one Blade. There's only ever gonna be one.
I genuinely never thought we would ever see this happen. Like, I don't think y'all realize just how crazy Wesley Snipes returning in the MCU next to an actor that he famously did not like, directed by a man he literally fought. Taxes wasn't the only thing Wesley was evading. He was evading some swings from the director. But we got all of that before we got Mahershala Ali's Blade. What are we talking about? Like, at this point, we might get Blade No Way Home before we get Blade. I won't be surprised if we get both of them in Secret Wars or some shit. I mean, dog, at one point, this movie was set to feature Delroy Lindo, who I think was supposed to be playing Abe Whistler, aka the old man, aka Poppy. And Aaron Pierre was supposed to be one of the main villains in this movie. Well, good luck with that, because he's blown up and now he's a Green Lantern, John Stewart. But what happened to this fire casting? Guess what? It got put out, kaput, gone, arrivederci. They are no longer attached. I mean, I hope this one is still a thing, but a while ago it was announced that Mia Goth was going to be playing a villainous role in the upcoming Blade movie. Matter of fact, she's supposed to be playing Lilith, the daughter of Dracula. But even when she got asked about the Blade movie, all she had to say was, but all I gotta say is I need that for research purposes. Casting director, this is a 10 out of 10 casting, no notes. I'm praying to God she's still attached to this movie and she is still playing Lilith because Mia Goth in that suit. Y'all scared of making money? Because this would make a lot of money. But now let's go over the production timeline of Blade because you're not gonna believe it. Like, dog, this looks like a fucking CVS receipt. And don't worry, I'm gonna put cool pictures up here while I list off everything that's happened. So in 2019, the film gets announced. In 2021, they found a director in Bassam Tariq, but then a year later, he left the project due to production issues, but stayed on as an executive producer. In 2022, they reportedly got a director in Yan Damaj, with production set to start in October 5th and wrap on January 28th, 2023, with the movie set to release in November of 2023. Then the movie got pushed to November 7th of 2025 due to the strikes and everything. But after the strikes, Michael Green, who wrote Logan and Alien Covenant, was brought on board as a 5th writer. Then in 2024, Aaron Pierre revealed that he was no longer attached to star in the film.
But then I was like, nah.
Then the director Yan Damaj left. That same summer, Kevin Feige said that they were trying to crack that movie. And the most important thing was not rushing it and making it the right Blade movie, which I definitely agree with. And then in October of 2024, it was reported that Blade has been completely removed from Marvel's 2025 calendar year with no definite date. As of this moment, filming has yet to start. It reported that Chad Stahelski was set to be the new director of the MCU's Blade movie. If you're not familiar with Chad Stahelski's game, he's got a lot of skin in the game, especially in the action genre. Starting off as Brandon Lee's stunt double in The Crow. Along the way, he was also Keanu Reeves' stunt double in The Matrix, was an action and stunt coordinator for many high-profile movies, including the MCU, but most notably, he was the director of John Wick Chapter 4, which, in my opinion, has some of the greatest action I've ever seen in Western cinema. But those Chad Stahelski rumors got nipped in the bud because various insiders are reporting that the Blade movie has reportedly been nixed. Basically just means delayed indefinitely and put on hold. Just leaves us Blade fans sad. Maybe one day we'll get an MCU Blade movie, but today is not that day. But like I said, I'm here to alleviate your shoulders because I don't think it's all doom and gloom. Because we've heard countless rumors and reports that Marvel Studios is putting a pause on the supernatural side of the MCU and saving it for after Secret Wars. With certain reports saying that they're likely to introduce Blade, most likely in an ensemble flick like Midnight Suns, which I guess makes a whole lot of sense, but I feel like, you know, in the general audience public, if they were to see Blade or Midnight Suns, which one do you think they would recognize more? I still feel like it would make more sense to have a solo standalone Blade movie first. Even though, don't get me wrong, I want to see this, the fucking supernatural Avengers, I'm in there. Especially with how much I loved Werewolf by Night. If we get that vibe with a Blade movie mixed with like Ghost Rider and we can get Moon Knight in there too, fuck it. Doctor Strange, Wanda, give me magic. I'm in there like swimwear. And I'm not even gonna hold you. This could be its own saga in and of itself. Call it like the vampire saga, the supernatural saga. Oh, supernatural saga. That kind of sounds fire. I kind of cooked a little bit. Having Blade be the Tony Stark of that is, bro, Marvel, I'm giving y'all ideas that I should be selling to you. It is a visual, therefore a visceral eyesore. Don't know why I started quoting Transformers Dark of the Moon, but it's peak. Fuck you. But like, how hard is it to make a Blade movie with Mahershala? It's 6 years. 6 years. Marvel Studios, I have another suggestion as well. Have Sam Raimi direct this movie, but don't just hire him to be the director. Have him on board throughout the entire creative process so he actually understands a good script, good characters, because what he did with Multiverse of Madness, that ain't his fault. He didn't even make him watch WandaVision to understand Wanda's character, but I mean, that shit didn't even matter because the script that he was working off of already made her a villain. I'm sorry, Multiverse of Madness still pisses me off because Sam Raimi is the best aspect of that film, but people try to put the blame on him for some reason. They don't understand the story. But I'm letting you know right now, a Sam Raimi Blade movie in the MCU, R-rated? What are we talking about? Woo! I feel like the Jimmy Butler meme in the playoffs, man. But anyway, that's all the news we got about the Blade movie, the trials and tribulations of its production, why we should be a little bit more hopeful. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think of all this news? Do you think the Blade movie is actually still happening? I'm not gonna lie to you, after Secret Wars, Mahershala Ali is gonna be 50. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Wesley Snipes Blade movie before we get a Mahershala Ali Blade movie. But I am still curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think of all this? What do you think about my thoughts, theories, and opinions? Drop a comment down below, and as always, like and follow for more.